Hello everyone, today we shall discuss with you the topic about using authentic material from the real world to teach English. And as usual, today's teacher is Turayeva Khurshid from English Literature and Stylistic Department. As we can see that there are lots of resources available to English language teachers today, and from textbook to online teaching tools, they can all aid and enrich English lesson. Many teachers also introduce authentic English material into their lessons to explain the learners to the language as it's spoken in the real world. So I hope this topic will be useful for all of the English teachers. Um, the authentic material is any material written in English that was not created for international use in the English language classroom, and using this content to teach English language can make the learning process even more engaging, imaginative, and motivating for students. It can also be useful to elicit genuine response from learners. The great thing about authentic material is that it's everywhere, which makes it easy to find and simple for learners to practice English in their own time. Remember that it is not limited to articles from newspaper and magazines. Songs, TV programs and films, radio, podcasts, leaflets, menus, everything written in English constitutes authentic materials. Some students confuse between TV programs and newspaper and magazines. They think authentic materials is only the newspaper and magazines. No, dear learners. So, mm, selecting authentic materials. The best content to select depends on the learners, depend on their level of English and the course content the teacher wishes to focus on. It's also a good idea to find out learners' interests. After all, there is no point trying to get students fascinated by a text on the latest sci-fi movie if they're all fans of the action films. The material should reflect the situation that learners may face in English-speaking environment that will help them transition into world where English is the norm. In the world, people use abbreviations, body language, important, and they'll use filler sounds such as when they are speaking English, and learners will encounter this in an authentic material. It's important not to overwhelm learners with the first piece of authentic material. So, to begin with, choose articles, songs, or sections of TV programs or movies which aren't too difficult to understand or take long to get through. Okay, some ways to use authentic materials. Here are two ideas for using authentic material in class. Do remember to develop the ideas into proper lesson plans to explain their aims thoroughly your learners. The first thing is restaurant menus, order your favorite dish. How can we use this kind of authentic materials? So everybody knows that food is important to everyone. So introduce language learners to some of the common dishes in English-speaking countries so that we'll be able to order meals with confidence. Many restaurants have their menus online, so you can easily download them. Try to use local restaurants, which will take more meaningful for your students, and make sure you have plenty of copies of the menu. So you can then either go through the menu and ask students to guess what the meals are, or they can write down what they would order. You could use different menus for each course, which would widen the types of dishes you can cover during the learning activity. You or another team member could pretend to be the waiter or waitress, and your students can practice their spoken English by reading their order back to you. At the end of the task, you can encourage learners to add up the cost of their courses to calculate the bill, and even ask them to add on a 10% tip to mirror of experiences of being in a real restaurant. The next is songs, recording English lyric. Listening to songs with English lyrics is a great way to boosting skills in listening pronunciation and confidence in using language. And students will always respond positively to lessons that involve their favorite singers and bands. So how can we use the songs? Ask your learners to write down their favorite artists and a song by them that they like and have listened to a few times. They can then try to remember the lyrics or look at the video on YouTube. They only need to write down a few lines of the song. Then ask them to really listen to lyrics for useful vocabulary, phrases, expressions for everyday language that indicates colloquial speech. The language used in lyrics can be casual, tell a simple story, or convey strong emotions, which should help learners to establish a connection with the language because it gives them a new ways to describe their feelings in different situations. So some song lyrics are commonly misheard, so you could create quiz in which learners have to choose the next word or words and grammatical feel of it into the lyrics. This can be funny lesson for you as well as your students. So I'd love to hear from you if you have used authentic material in the classroom or you are using authentic material to learn English, and then we shall discuss it in our further lessons. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye. Вы не можете тихо сидеть?